Hello, this is Janila, the person behind Crafty Crochet Castle, and in this video I'll show you the pattern to crochet the cookie. This is an easy pattern and the tutorial is beginner friendly. You can crochet this plushie in under 30 minutes and these would make excellent gifts. You can crochet this as a plushie by using bigger yarns, or when you use a smaller yarn such as acrylic yarn, you would get a much smaller cookie, and this can be used as keychain or even as small gifts. I've crocheted this cookie along with milk, and you can crochet these two as a duo. Link for the milk tutorial is in the description box below. I hope you will crochet this along with me. To crochet the cookie, I'm using yarn in two colors, cream and brown, and a tiny amount of yarn in black to embroider the mouth. For this video, I'm using 100% acrylic worsted weight yarn and a 4.5 mm crochet hook along with it. You can use any yarn for the project, but make sure to choose a hook that is 1 or 2 sizes smaller than the recommended hook size for your yarn weight. I've crocheted this cookie using burnout blanket yarn and a 7 mm crochet hook. You would also need scissors, yarn needle, stitch markers, safety eyes. For this I'm using a 7 mm safety eyes, and for this I'm using 14 mm safety eyes. Apart from these, you would need some polyester fiber fill as well. The details of these materials are in the description box below. Now let us crochet the cookie. I'm taking my cream color yarn here. We'll start the cookie by doing a magic circle first. To do so, I'm going to take my yarn and I will wrap it around my 2 fingers and cross it over at the point where the yarn meets. Next, I will pinch here, take this little loop outside. Now, I will insert my hook inside the loop. I will yarn over and bring a loop. This yarn is from the skein end. Now, I will carefully take my fingers and hold everything in place, and I will make sure the loop on the hook is of the correct tension, that is, it's not too loose or not too tight, and that our hook can move freely. Now I will yarn over and pull through the loop on the hook. So there we have made our magic circle. We'll be working around 1 stitches inside these 2 strands of yarn over here, and this ring is adjustable. If you prefer not to work with a magic circle, you can always do chain 2 and work your round 1 stitches in the second chain from the hook. So for round 1, I will do 8 single crochet inside the ring. To do a single crochet, I will insert my hook inside the ring, yarn over and bring a loop. Now I'll have 2 loops on the hook. I will yarn over and pull through both the loops. So this is 1 single crochet. I will do 7 more single crochets here so that we have a total of 8 single crochet for round 1. If you are unsure about the total number of single crochets, you can always turn your stitches to the top and count the V's. Each V is 1 single crochet. So once when you do that, we can close off this magic circle. To do so, I'm going to hold the stitches with one hand and I'm going to grab the tail in the other, and I will pull the tail. See how the magic circle ring is getting smaller and smaller, and when you pull it completely, it is closed and we have a little circle here. This is round 1, and we are not going to join at the end of each round with a slip stitch for this pattern. So we can start working on round 2. Before that, you can use a stitch marker to mark the last stitch of the round. You can use either a stitch marker or a piece of another color yarn like this. This would help you to identify the last stitch of the round so that we can work on the repeat pattern easily without counting the total number of stitches. Now let's work on round 2. For this round, I will work 2 single crochet in every stitch around. So in my very first single crochet over here, I will insert my hook and work 2 single crochets in the same stitch. So this is my first single crochet and this is my second single crochet. So now I will do 2 single crochets in the remaining stitches. Round 2 will have a total of 16 single crochet. Now when we're at the last stitch, which is marked by a stitch marker, you can remove the stitch marker and crochet the number of stitches for this stitch. So in this round, we are doing 2 single crochet in the last stitch. So I will crochet 2 single crochets here and I will place the stitch marker back in the last stitch. So this is how we'll be using our stitch marker as we move through the rounds. And this is how our project will look at the end of round 2. Sometimes a magic circle ring will open up like this. To prevent so, you can grab the tail and pull it tight, and we can secure on the wrong side with a knot. So I'm going to put a pause to our project over here, and I will take my yarn needle and I will thread my magic circle tail in it. Pull the magic circle tail so that the opening is completely shut, and then we can secure it on the wrong side with a knot. This would prevent the magic circle ring from opening up, and the ring will always stay closed. So once when I've secured with a knot, I will take my needle out and I will continue working on the project. Now let's crochet round 3. For round 3, the repeat pattern will be 2 single crochet in the next stitch. Followed by 1 single crochet in the next stitch. So I'll be repeating this pattern around, and round 3 will have a total of 24 single crochet. The 2 single crochet in the same stitch is also called as the single crochet increase. So once again, the repeat pattern is 2 single crochet in the next stitch and a single crochet in the next stitch. This is how our project will look at the end of round 3. Now let's work on round 4. For this round, the repeat pattern will be 2 single crochet in the next stitch. Followed by 1 single crochet in the next 2 stitches. So I will work 1 single crochet in the next stitch and another single crochet in the next stitch over here. So I'll be repeating this pattern around for round 4. Round 4 will have a total of 32 single crochet. Once again, the repeat pattern is 2 single crochet in the next stitch, followed by 1 single crochet in the next 2 stitches. So I will crochet the repeat pattern around and I will meet at the end of round 4. This is how our cookie will look at the end of round 4. Now let us crochet the last round for the cookie, which is round 5. In this round, the repeat pattern will be 2 single crochet in the next stitch, followed by 1 single crochet in the next 3 stitches. So I'll be repeating this pattern around, and round 5 will have a total of 40 single crochet. I will meet you once when I complete 40 single crochets for round 5. After completing 40 single crochet for round 5, our project will look like this. Now let us join with a slip stitch in the next stitch. To do so, I will be inserting my hook inside the next stitch, which is the first stitch of round 5, and then I will yarn over and bring a loop through the stitch and through the loop on the hook. So this is slip stitch, and once when you do that, we can finish off this yarn over here. To do so, I will leave a long tail. We'll be using this tail to attach the cookie pieces together, so make sure the tail is long enough, and then you can trim it off over here. Next, I'm going to yarn over and pull the tail through the loop on the hook all the way through, and then we can tighten this up. So there we have finished the cookie piece. Make sure to crochet 1 more cookie piece. For that, you can leave a small tail when you're finishing it up. And this is the right side, and the side with the magic circle tail is the wrong side of the cookie. Now let us crochet the hands. For the hands, I'm using the same cream color yarn. So now I'm gonna start my hands by doing a magic circle first. If you prefer not to work with a magic circle, you can always do chain 2 and then work your round 1 stitches in the second chain from the hook. So for round 1, I will do 6 single crochet inside the ring. And after completing 6 single crochet, I'm going to close the magic circle opening. For this pattern, we'll be working in rounds, and I'm not going to join at the end of each round unless I mention it. You can also use a stitch marker to mark the last stitch of the round. For round 2, I'll be crocheting 1 single crochet in every stitch around. This round will also have a total of 6 single crochet. After completing round 2, make sure to flip your project to the right side. Now let's crochet the last round for the hands, which is round 3. In this round also, I'll be crocheting 1 single crochet in every stitch around. This round will have a total of 6 single crochet. After completing 6 single crochet, join with a slip stitch in the next stitch, and you can fasten off over here, leaving a long tail. We'll be using this tail to sew the hands onto the cookie, so make sure that tail is long enough. Grab the magic circle tail, pull it tight to completely close the opening, and then you can put it inside the arms. We do not have to stuff the hands with polyester fiber fill, and we do not need to close the opening. So this is the completed hand. Make sure to crochet 1 more hand. Now let us crochet the legs. For that, I'm taking my brown yarn, the same color as that of the chocolate chip. So I'll start my pattern by doing a magic circle and 8 single crochet inside the ring. This will be my round 1. If you prefer not to work with a magic circle, you can do chain 2 and work your 8 single crochet in the second chain from the hook. After completing 8 single crochet, I'm going to grab the tail and close the opening of the magic circle and mark the last stitch of the round with a stitch marker. For round 2, we'll be working only on the back loops. So normally when you're working on a stitch, we'll insert our hook inside the stitch like this. That is, there'll be 2 loops. The loop that is towards you or towards the bottom of the hook is the front loop, and the loop that is away from you is the back loop. So for this entire round, I'll be inserting my hook in the back loop only, leaving the front loops. So I will do 1 single crochet in the next 2 stitches in the back loop only. By doing so, we will have a ridge. This ridge will separate the bottom of the leg to the sides of the leg. So now I will do a single crochet 2 together or a single crochet decrease in the back loop only. To do so, I will insert my hook inside the next stitch in the back loop only. I will yarn over and bring up a loop. So now I have 2 loops on the hook. Now I will insert my hook inside the next stitch in the back loop only, and then I will yarn over and bring up a loop. So we have a total of 3 loops on the hook. Now I will yarn over and pull through all 3 loops at once. This stitch is called as the single crochet 2 together or a single crochet decrease. We would have taken 2 stitches in the bottom and finished it as 1 stitch. So now I will do a single crochet 2 together or a decrease one more time over here. And then we have 2 stitches remaining. I will do 1 single crochet in the back loop only or in the next 2 stitches. Round 2 will have a total of 6 stitches, and when we are working on the last stitch, I'll be changing my color. To change the color in the last stitch, I will start my stitch like how I would do. That is, I will insert my hook inside the back loop, yarn over and bring a loop. So now we have 2 loops on the hook. Instead of yarning over and finishing this single crochet with the brown yarn, I'm gonna grab my cream yarn here. I will place it like this, leaving a tail, and then I will yarn over and pull through with a cream yarn. Once when you do that, you can pull the brown tail and the cream tail, and there we have completed round 2 and we have changed the color. So now we can fasten off the brown yarn here. And we have 2 small tails. Since this will be on the inside of the project, you can secure these 2 tails with a knot, or you can simply leave it as such as well. So this is one method to change the color of the yarn. If you find this hard to change the color this way, you can finish round 2 with the brown yarn and then fasten it off and then rejoin the cream yarn to work on round 3. So this is how our legs will look at the end of round 2. The round 1 being the base and round 2 on the sides, and we have this beautiful ridge that separates the bottom of the leg to the sides. Now let's work on round 3. For round 3, we'll be working on both the loops, and the pattern is 1 single crochet in every stitch around. So since there are 6 stitches in the previous round, this round 3 will also have a total of 6 single crochet. So this is how our legs will look. The place where we have done our decrease will be the top of the leg. So we have a little bump over here, and this portion will be more flatter. Now let's work on the last round for our leg, which is round 4. In this round, I will also be working a single crochet in every stitch around. This round also will have a total of 6 single crochet. At the end of the round, we can do a slip stitch in the next stitch, and we can fasten off over here, leaving a long tail. We need this tail to secure the leg onto the cookie, so make sure the tail is long enough. And once when we do that, we can grab all the tails and stuff it back inside our leg. And this is how our leg will look. Make sure to crochet 1 more leg. If you're using different kind of yarn, you would need to stuff this leg lightly with polyester fiber fill. Since the tail is enough for this particular project, I'm going to leave it as such. We do not have to close the opening. So here are all the pieces. We have 2 cookie pieces, 2 hands and 2 legs. Now let us see how to assemble this. So first I'm gonna take one of the cookie piece, and I'm gonna take my 7mm safety eyes here. The size of the safety eyes will depend upon your yarn. You can use a safety eyes, or you can even embroider the eyes. I'll be inserting the safety eye between round 2 and 3 of the cookie. And the next step is to take both the cookie pieces, place the 2 wrong sides together, and then we can start sewing them up. To do so, I'm going to take the bigger tail and I will thread in a yarn needle, and I will start sewing it. For sewing it, I'll be using the back loop of both the pieces like this. I'll work like this, and I will meet you when I'm over here. So when you've sewn about 3/4 of the cookie, you can take some polyester fiber fill and stuff it on the inside. Then you can continue sewing this up. When you have sewn it, you can secure it with a knot over here, and then we can weave in the tail. To weave in the tail for any amigurumi, all you have to do is insert your hook next to the last stitch and then pull it through the stuffing and pull it out in any random stitch. Make sure not to pull it too tight, because we do not want our cookie to lose its shape. So make sure to adjust that. And then we can trim it off over here. In the same manner, we can weave in the other tail as well. Now we can add a little smile to our cookie. I'm using a black yarn to embroider the smile. Now we can embroider some chocolate chips on our cookie. We can embroider it randomly in as many places as you would like, and both in the back and the front of our cookie. I'll meet you once when I embroider all these chocolate chips onto our cookie. After embroidering the chocolate chips, our cookie looks like this. You can embroider them in any random manner. The next step is to take the arms, thread its long tail in a yarn needle and sew it on either side of our cookie face like this. Make sure to sew it on the front cookie piece alone and not on this side. So position like this and sew it. The last step is to attach the legs. Make sure the single crochet decreases are facing up and position the leg in the bottom of our cookie like this. And you can sew it in place. I'll be attaching the other leg over here and I will meet you after I sew the legs to our cookie. And this is our completed cookie. Because we've used acrylic yarn, our project has turned out to be much smaller. You can use the same pattern and a bigger yarn and crochet the cookie, which is much bigger. The smaller cookie can be used as a keychain and the bigger one can be used as a plushie. Make sure to check out the tutorial for the milk pattern so you can crochet the cookies and milk duo. I hope you enjoy crocheting this along with me. Please show your support by subscribing to my channel. Thank you for watching.